Jason Lee Coates. I'm a director at H3O Tokyo, and I'm working on the PHX project, which is an initiative to bring young designers into the Tokyo fashion market. We're working on an incubator program that goes over a number of months, going all the way from the initial idea or catalyst of a collection all the way on to sales. So this blog is here to help to share some of the insights that we've been discussing. So last month we talked about the mood board, the mood of a collection, coming up with an initial idea of what the collection will be about. We discussed art, history, different kind of personal stories and that kind of thing. And what it was a mishmash of ideas and images that all somehow created some kind of a mood. What we have to do therefore next is take that from mood to theme, and that was the main point of this month's discussion. How we can actually create a story from all of those images, how we can pull it all together and make it make sense. That means reworking the mood board, adding colors, adding silhouettes, trying to scale down and edit the collection in the mood, the theme, in order to kind of create a story. A story is really, really important because when a salesperson has a collection, we only have a matter of minutes or sometimes less than a minute in order to tell the story of the collection to a buyer. The buyer will be fascinated to hear about it, but the buyer has a limited attention span. So we have to take that whole collection and distill it into a few short words or sentences. So that's why a theme is really, really important. It sounds a little old-fashioned, but in fact it's not. It's really, really important and integral for a buyer to be able to have the idea communicated to them quickly before they start touching and looking at the garment. Sometimes the theme will be totally uninteresting for them, and other times it will fit in exactly with what their merchandising team is looking for. So that shows the importance of having a really tight theme. Editing is integral at this point. It's important to edit all of your ideas and get them all following a more singular track. Colors and that kind of thing are also very important as well. You have to start pulling everything together and make a single collection. One thing that I think is really, really important is that you have to inject your personal experience into this segment. Previously, it was all about movie stars or, dream holidays or that kind of thing. Now I think it's really important that you start putting in your own holiday pics, your own family stories, your own dreams and ideas and loves into it to make it more personal, because obviously that's going to resonate so much better when you come into actually making the collection. Through my blog, I will be giving some great examples of classic kind of collections that have used an incredible theme and gone with it and remained memorable for years to come. You can think of the Ballet Russe collection from Saint Laurent, for example, which people still talk about even though it was 50 or so years ago. Another thing that I thought was really important to discuss at this point in time was the subject of cool. I think it's also really important that we think about making a collection that's cool, making the collection really resonate with a global sensibility. It's important that the designers or all of you out there are looking at what's going on with global trends. Trends are essentially important. You don't have to follow them, but you should know about them, because in the end, these are your competition. These are the brands that you'll be up against in order for a buyer to buy you. So it's important for you to see that. Another thing that I think is really important at this point is the idea of sustainability. You don't have to bring it into your collection, but it's good to be mindful of it at this point. Sustainability is obviously something that is not just a trend, it is an awareness and an ability to create a whole new kind of platform for your clothes. A lot of buyers are really interested in sustainable products at the moment, and that could be through using your working with local ethnic weavers, or to create something that's fresh and new, or it could be using old stock. It could be having sustainable business practices, or working the way that you work with your factory is sustainable. So all of these things are important to start thinking about, to work into your theme, as well as gender. Gender is a really important catchword at the moment, and it should be thought about. You don't have to incorporate it. It's not a necessity, but these are kind of catchwords that are going around at the moment. When you are starting to think about your brand, or when you're starting to think about your collection, you must think about all of these things, and then think about what makes your brand unique, what makes your brand different from everybody else. Nobody wants to buy the same thing that's available everywhere. So there has to be some kind of specific point of view. This month is your chance to move from somebody else's ideas into your own and bring in your own specific personality. So I hope you learn something from it, enjoy the blog, and I'll talk to you again next month.